Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on the TWNRGY Podcast.
Thank you very much.
What? I just wanted to give you guys some tips on where to find us. The main thing, well, obviously you found us if you're watching this, but...
you found us, thank you. We were lost for a little while.
Search, first one is YouTube. Go on YouTube and search TWNRGY, TWNRGY. And also do the same thing on Facebook, search TWNRGY. And then also we have a Patreon account. Or first off, we have an Instagram account. Do it for the gram, y'all. Gram it up. Grammy season's coming up. Yeah, folks. Get those Grammys.
Award-winning.
Likes, comments, whatever. But yeah, search for us on Instagram. Search TWNRGY. And then also Patreon. We have a Patreon account. That website is www.patreon. And it'll be a /TWNRGY. And on Patreon, you'll be able to see our videos, and you'll have an opportunity to contribute if you'd like, whether it's monthly or a one-time contribution. There is expenses that are factored into this, whether it's posting and other things of that sort. But if not, feel free to continue to watch us for free and enjoy the material that we put out. And Adam has some other information in regards to how you can find us.
All right. The other things you could do to find a place to, say, listen to us on is go on Apple iTunes, go on that search bar, type in TWNRGY, TWNRGY, and then our podcast will pop up. Also, the same for Spotify. Just type in our TWNRGY name. It'll come up. And then go on Stitcher. It'll come up and you'll find us. And you could download an app for Stitcher and Spotify on your phone. This way it makes it easy. You get there, on the go.
Yeah, if you have Apple, it's already on the phone, I believe.
Yeah, you already have the Apple iTunes app on there. So, yeah, Apple, Android, whatever you have,
what your
download
affiliation, just
whatever
check
site you find yourself on. Download Stitcher or Spotify app. Type in TWNRGY and you'll find us.
And once you do find us on YouTube, if you could subscribe, that'd be amazing. It's just as good as contributing financially sometimes.
You can subscribe on iTunes as well.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Don't forget that.
Leave comments, leave suggestions.
We're open for it.
Open, ready for any suggestions and comments that you may have. Just let us know. We'll continue to bring information about health and wellness. And just want to say thanks again for listening to us. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
With the TWNRGY Podcast. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care. Love you.
What up, everybody? This is a TWNRGY Podcast. Today we're going to be sharing a couple of stories just about positivity. Done it before, just kind of sharing some more. Always good to have a little positivity. And I'm Aaron, and I'm Adam. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and start off first. The first story that I have is when Aaron and I, a few months back, we were riding our bikes back home on a Sunday afternoon, and we passed this one gentleman who looked like he was living in his car, and then earlier in the day we had some barbecue from going to a friend's house, and we had it at home, a lot of extra
barbecue.
That was a lot. Especially for I think it was just three of us. And so I went back and said, hey, dude, I don't know if you want to have some extra barbecue at home. Would you want us to bring you some? And so he said, yeah, sure. So Aaron and I rode our bikes back home, got a container, threw some barbecue in it, gave him some napkins, some utensils, a couple of water bottles. And then we had some donuts on the counter from some friend the day before, and got those donuts, put them in a bag, put it with everything, and then rode back down to the park where the guy was at. His name was Kevin, by the way.
Good memory.
Yeah. I wrote it down before, so that's how I remember. But so brought it to Kevin. He was happy that Aaron and I had given him this food. He was even more happy for the fact that there were donuts in there. And one thing he had said to us was that, it's funny. Story thing is that I love sweets. I have a sweet tooth. But the funny thing is, I don't have any teeth. And he really didn't have any teeth. But I know it's cool. It's good that he has a sense of humor despite being in the situation that he's in. He's living in his car.
Has a little pup with him.
Yeah, don't know when your next meal is gonna be. But yeah, no, he definitely had a good attitude. He was a very nice guy, a little talkative, and yeah, so we left him with the food and went on our way. And I just wish him the best. Hope that he's staying warm right now.
I never saw him again after that.
Yeah, never saw him again. And yeah, maybe he has a permanent living situation at this point. That'd be just to be hopeful. Or at least if not now, at one point, because it's been kind of cold lately, and just living in your car probably not going to shield you much from the elements, other than it'll shield you from the rain, but it's going to be cold.
Yep, a little chilly.
So, yeah, that kind of sums up that does sum up the first story of mine.
Bam.
And my next story is just kind of something that I like to do, is that when it comes to leaving, or one thing I like to do whenever I get good service from a company or business, restaurant, I go make it a point to go onto Yelp or TripAdvisor and leave a positive message if it was something positive. Otherwise,
just make it a positive situations. Alright, I had an amazing trip. $100 just to go on to their store, whatever the case.
Definitely. I mean, I'm not just going to leave something positive on there if I didn't have a great experience. I don't want to just sit there and complain, because it's a fact that bad news travels so much faster than good news. It just seems like people like to complain
more often than not.
And so like you go and just like, oh man, this person at the grocery store, they did this, that, and the other wrong. But it's like,
they mixed up my order. I asked for cheese fries. They gave me sweet potato. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I mean, even I was saying to Aaron the other day, because my mom complimented and said something nice and about something in particular, and I was like, yeah, it's nice to make it a point, like, well, it's nice to hear good things, because people, I'm not saying her in general, but a lot of people don't like to say something nice, but
more like most of the time people like a constructive criticism as opposed to saying something is, you look nice, you look well, oh, you could lose a couple pounds, oh man, that dress is unflattering, whatever the case may be. People kind of give more constructive criticism than, I'll say, happy comments.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why I kind of said is that I make it a point to get out there when I've gotten great service or something, or I like the company, and say something nice so other people see it and they can try it. Whether I've gone on vacations and I'll leave a good note about a restaurant, because a lot of times you're on vacation, you don't know where to eat unless maybe you see like the food looks good or somebody tells you something about it. And I've used TripAdvisor for that in the past to try to find a good restaurant, and it's worked. So yeah,
TripAdvisor?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I went on that last trip. And so that's how I made it a point to go on there and leave a good reference about a restaurant. So, and especially right now when there's so many restrictions due to COVID on companies and restaurants being open or closed, or how limited they can be.
Most places are closed, but yeah.
It's good to do something nice for these companies that are putting themselves out there and providing good service despite the ongoings of what's going on.
Having to get some return business, the ones that are actually doing well, thrive in a situation like that, what's going on right now. But it's good just to throw a little support, a little happiness, and garner them some more business.
Yeah, so if you're one of those people that have gotten good service from a store or a restaurant or whatever the company may be, tell your friends, tell your family, go on social media, go on Yelp, go on TripAdvisor, whatever you want to go in and do, put out the good word, say something nice.
Mail it in.
Say something nice about these companies that hopefully your comment will lead like a domino effect for other people to maybe check something out or whatever. So
yes, be that person who actually gives a good review and say what you ate, say what you liked about it.
Yeah.
This way somebody else can say, all right, I'm going to get the soup du jour or whatever the case may
be specific. Be as specific as possible.
Yes.
So, yeah, that includes my two stories. Now I'm going to pass it on to Aaron.
Hey Hey everybody, now it's my turn just to drop some knowledge on some positive stories. A lot of times whether you watch a little bit too much of the news or scroll down all those news articles on the internet, a lot of times it's going to be negative stuff. So we just want to try to bring some positivity to things that are going on in the world and in your world. But my first story, a couple months ago, it was my grandmother's 91st birthday. So my mom and my dad ended up driving out to, we live in California, they drove out to
Arizona.
Lake Havasu, Arizona to go pick her up and take her, went to go visit with her, and then they picked her up and they took her to Nevada. They went to Laughlin. Don't know if any of you have been to Laughlin before. The Laughlin is just a couple hours out of Vegas. It's like a small Vegas. It has a lake behind it. In the summers, it's an awesome place to go. You can ride on the lake. You can go on boats, jet ski, ski, wakeboard.
Gamble.
That's
what it's for. Or video games.
Yeah,
I remember that back in the
they
day.
had arcades back in the day. Not too many places have arcades nowadays, but it's a good place to go. My grandma used to live a couple miles down the road from it, about 20 plus minutes out from Laughlin, but then now she's getting older. So there's my uncle out in Havasu, so my grandma...
She doesn't get to make it out there very often.
Yeah, our grandfather passed away a number of years ago. And so, it's been a while since she had last been out there. So it was just awesome. It's like a kid in a candy store. My mom and my dad, they brought her out there. They were playing games. They were getting dinner. They were hanging out, having a great time. My grandma, she has dementia, but she was playing the games with my mom. I think the slot machines are a little bit more complex nowadays than they were when my grandma was going. So, like pennies, all these numbers and everything.
They have like the retro games. Sometimes you go there and like a section of like a lot of older games that might be easier.
Yeah, but they went to these ones and it showed like my mom had won $2, so it was 200, and so my grandma was just like all elated. Oh man, I won $200. Like
200 pennies.
Nah, I got 200 of those copper Abraham Lincoln pennies. And they only got $2. But either way, my grandma's having a great time. She enjoyed herself. It's been a number of years, like I said, since she had last been out there. But as I did mention, she does have dementia because a number of years ago she had cancer. And as a treatment, they went through chemo. She survived. She's a cancer survivor. But it did basically bring on her dementia a little faster than maybe it would. Normally, it's just one thing when you do get chemotherapy. It's called chemo brain, basically the same type of issues you would have if you have dementia. So my grandmother has dementia. She doesn't remember a lot, but it was kind of funny. As soon as my mom and dad dropped my grandma off, my grandma called up my dad just about a couple of days later and thanked him. Said, "Oh, thank you for taking me out there. I loved it. Had a great time." And then the next day she called. And the day after. For about 2 weeks, this continued. Typically with our grandma, she forgets some things, and she does repeat herself. But like I said, for 2 weeks, she was calling my dad every day and say, "Oh, thank you very much for the trip. When are you going to come back? I had a great time." But it just goes to show you, like, even though you have dementia, certain things do stick in people's minds.
Yeah, definitely. Just with all the thank yous, it definitely stuck in her mind and was repeating and repeating for her to want to say something.
Yeah, because even when Dad and I go visit sometimes, I'll give her a call earlier in the week. "Hey Grandma, we're going to be there on Friday. Make sure you're there. Make sure the door's open, unlocked, whatever the case." And typically she remembers. Like, I think she remembers things that have meaning in her life, things that make her happy. But she definitely had a great time with my dad when my dad and my mom went to go visit. And like I said, it was probably one of the most exciting moments she's had in years. And that's why she remembered it so much and wanted to thank him so much. But I'll say, moral of the story is, you don't know how much your act of kindness, whether it's a throwaway act or it's very minimal on your part, but you never know how much it will significantly impact somebody or how much it'll make their day, their week, their month, their year. So spread that love, spread that joy, help people out, and do your thing to make people happy, put a smile on people's faces. You never know what you're doing, whether you're holding a door open or you let somebody go in front of you on the road. Like, all right, go ahead, I'm in no hurry. So spread that joy, spread that love. Also, my second story is about a friend from work. She's an awesome girl, very, very nice, very kind, has a big heart. She didn't grow up in the best of households. Parents were divorced. Not a lot of discipline. Just like a lot of freedom on her part to do whatever she wanted from a young age going on.
Nothing wrong with freedom.
Freedom ain't free, y'all. Freedom fries. I don't care for those French fries. But then when she got to high school, she liked to party quite a bit. And then when she got out of high school, she continued to party, have a good time. But the one good thing about her is that she had a great work ethic. She was working full time, managing at a store and doing stuff. And eventually Adam and I started working with her. And then about a couple of years ago, I had asked her, like, what made you go back to school? And she did decide to go back to college. She was going to a community college. But she said she saw people on Instagram, social media, whatever the case, graduating, going to college. And she just thought to herself, I can do that. She goes, I have free time on my hands. I might as well try it. So she went to Chaffey, then she went to Laverne, ended up graduating at Laverne. And after that, right now, she's currently going through her master's program. So despite your upbringing, your developmental years and whatnot, some people still have the discipline and the drive to want to better themselves, want to get a degree.
Get beyond what happened to them in the past. And go forward.
Get over that stuff. Some people just dwell on it and they continue to party. They continue to go down that downward spiral, but she wanted to change the cycle, break the cycle, and do something that's going to better her in the long run. And she wanted to be the first one in her family to graduate college as well, and she was, and she's probably the first one in her family to get her master's degree as well. But as I said, she has a big heart. She has a boyfriend, and a couple years ago they moved in together, and he had a younger brother that was in high school, and he he's all around lazy. Didn't know how to do anything, was lazy at school, lazy at home, and she kind of helped, basically took him under her wing and got him to...
She taught him how to sweep?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
My bad.
First, she got him to be more productive at school. She would take him to school, make sure that he would get there, and focus while he's there, help him with his homework. I don't know how much she did with his homework, but just basically lay down the guidelines for her, like, this is what you want to do. You don't want to not graduate high school and be a loser. Not that everybody who doesn't graduate high school is a loser, but it's stereotype. But anyways, so she got him to graduate high school. And then also, like I said, this guy was lazy. He didn't do any chores. She taught him how to sweep and mop. Me in my mind was blown. Like, who doesn't know how
He said he didn't know how to sweep.
I know, you watch a TV show, you can watch a movie, people are sleeping.
Like this.
Yeah, whatever. You sweep it, you get a little dust mop, and you sweep it in the dust mop. She said he literally didn't know how to do anything. Their mom lives in Mexico, so that he didn't have any guidance, any discipline, so she kind of took the mother role in his life and helped him out with school. And then even when he graduated from high school, she helped him in college. She helped him enroll in community college and at first take a couple courses that were interesting to him, electives.
She helped him get his first job.
Yeah.
I think he was working at Taco Bell, and then he got a job somewhere else.
Yeah, but
more responsibility.
What was he doing at Taco Bell?
Sweeping
and mopping and maybe grilling some chicken or something. But either way, the things that she taught him helped him to basically be a better individual, be a hard worker, and do what you need to do to live a better life. And then also, like I said, she helped him with college. He got into college, and it was amazing. So he's doing all right. I guess he's still going to school. Still a bit of a knucklehead. Nobody's perfect. But also, what's awesome is that, as I mentioned earlier, she's going back to school to get her master's. She wants to eventually be a high school guidance counselor. And this dude, her boyfriend's brother, is a great little pet project. And it goes to show that she will be great at what she does when she does finally get a job as a high school guidance counselor, because she has the heart, she has the determination, she has the patience, and she has a great track record. But yeah, so come on, people, help one another, open that door, let somebody go in front of you, whatever it is, just spread a little bit of enjoyment and help one another that if they need help. But yeah. I'm done.
All right. Well, this concludes our podcast on positive stories. Get out there, be nice, help others. I'm Adam Fernandez.
Aaron Fernandez. Spread a little positivity, peeps. Love you guys.
Thanks for listening. Love you. Take care.
Bye.